Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. So today we're going to be looking at fixing a couple of MacBooks and seeing if we can make any of them work again. I'm going to try to do a repair stream for you guys more often, and we're going to see where this goes. We're going to see if people are open to the board repair or don't actually care about the board repair. We will figure that out once and for all, if what you were actually here for was board repair. So next machine, let's go for it. Sounds like there's a party upstairs. And here I am fixing MacBooks. Story of my life. Story of my life. Okay. We're gonna take a look at the MacBook and see what's going on with it. First thing I gotta do is make sure all the cameras are ready, plugged in, turned on, excited, roaring and ready to go. Might go and see if there's food upstairs at that party at some point. I've never been one to say no to free food myself. Definitely never want to say no to free food. So, what do we have here? This is a MacBook. Let's plug it in. We have the battery cable unplugged. All the little screws have been taken out. And when we plug it in, what do we get? It shows 5 volts, 20 volt. Okay, 20 volts, 170 milliamps. Dead. 170 milliamps, and this is one of the newer models, so this may even have, this may almost have the potential to do something at that. But as you can see, it kind of goes between 20 milliamps and 180 milliamps back and forth. So first things first, one of the things I'd like to do here is see how useful my repair wiki is and to see if it has an article on the 2289 that I could use and maybe get some insight into what's going on with this MacBook. I'm kind of curious to see how useful my repair wiki actually is. So, here we are at the repair wiki. Now, 20 volts, 170 milliamps, and not turning on. Let's see. No power, static 30, no, that's not it. No power fluctuating here, that's not it. All of this does not cover my use case. Now, one of the things to understand here, and this is a really important one for diagnosis, is this is static. When I say static, I mean that it's pretty much 170 milliamps straight for long periods of time. It's not doing a dance. So when the machine is turning on, and it's thinking, it's doing things, every single component here is going to be activated, but activated in a different way. The CPU, when there is different percentage load, as it's loading up the operating system, is going to be taking different amounts of power. The RAM is going to be using different amounts of power. The GPU and the SSD, all of this stuff is going to be turning on and turning off, and you're going to see that in the actual amperage draw from the computer. It's not going to be staying static. It's going to be up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. When it's stuck at something like 170 milliamps, that tends to mean that there's something that's drawing steady state power. What's something that would cause the machine to draw steady state power? Can anybody here give me an idea? The audience is useless. Okay, so what would cause it to draw steady state power? Let's say that you have a voltage divider, right? You have one resistor between your power supply and output, one resistor between output and ground. You have a steady state resistance to ground, a static resistance to ground, and it's going to be using the same amount of power. Just pretty much steady state, boom, regardless of whether there's a load or no load. This means to me, what this tells me is that there's most likely a short to ground on one of the main power rails, which actually makes me happy because that's something that tends to be a little bit easier to solve. So we're going to take the board out of the case, get some measurements going on, and see if we can figure out what's going on with this machine and why it is not working the way that it's supposed to and why the power rails are shorted, or what power rail, if any, is shorted to ground. Okay, sorry about that. We have had a bit of work to do. So, anyway, I have a friend who never calls me but always texts me when I'm not able to speak. It's a running meme that we have. So let me get this board out of the case here. I love the fact that they hide a screw under a black piece of tape that matches the color of the motherboard. I remember they did that in the iPhone 4, the GSM version, and I forget if it was the GSM or the CDMA version that did that in the upper left corner. Nice little surprise. Just to make sure you're paying attention, you know? Would cause noobs to crack the motherboard. Just one of those things to make sure you're paying attention. I appreciate Apple shit testing me. God knows they like to shit test. It really does sound like there's a party going on upstairs and I'm missing out on it. Should I go and have fun at the party? At some point I may go up to the party. I could use something to eat if there's anything to eat. If there's something to eat, there's something to eat. And if there's nothing to eat, that means whatever there is to drink up there will be much more effective, much quicker. Okay. So, let's take a look over our board and see if there's anything that we find. What do you see? Do you see anything messed up? Let's look under the microscope, shall we? With the lighting on? So if you see something, say something, just like the New York City policy against terrorism. If you see something, say something. What do you see? It's like a little city, isn't it? This looks like a city. This one's not going to make it obvious now, is it? All right. So my theory was a short circuit to ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up a schematic for this board, and I'm going to go through the main power lines with you all. Are you excited to go through some main power lines with me? One moment while I open up the Paul Daniels software. No, I'm looking for Popeye's fried chicken. What the fuck do you think I'm looking for, JT? Okay. A... Okay. So, we're going to find the page that has all the power rails in it. Now, PP Bus G3 Hot's not going to be shorted to ground because we have 20 volts on the charger. Maybe that wouldn't be happening if PP Bus was shorted to ground, because PP Bus actually creates, I think, PP3V3 RTC G3 Hot, which is necessary for us to get 20 volts. So it's going to be some other power line. So we're going to find ourselves a list of power rails here. I forget which page is in this newer schematic. It used to be on page like 3 to 7 in the olden days. Like the list of power rails, the most important thing when troubleshooting, used to be in the beginning of the schematic. And now they put it like God knows where. Jeez. Okay, yeah, it's really going to be on some random page here. Sorry, I'm out of practice, so I don't remember exactly where they put all this stuff. I'm a little out of practice, so if you guys will just hang along with me a little bit here as I relearn how to do my job. Okay. There really used to be a page in the schematic that listed all the rails. Am I losing it? Does that not exist anymore? I'm fairly certain that there used to be a page on the schematic that listed every power rail in the computer in great detail. Is that gone? Do I really have to like go through this manually and just start guessing and jumping around? I mean, I guess I could do that. It's just more annoying. Yesterday's stream was a fix. Yeah, that was a fix. Okay, is there legitimately no Power Rails page anymore? I'm pissed. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to imagine or believe that they actually did this. You literally took away the most useful page in the schematic. This is a bunch of iSends. Probe points for power validation. Maybe this. Fuck. I go to management for like a short period of time. I come back and I have no idea how to fix a motherboard. This doesn't look like a complete list, honestly. This doesn't even have SSD power rails in here. Yeah, that's not it. Fan control. Audio, keyboard trackpad. P-bus supply, VR core. 3V. This is gonna suck. I came back at the wrong time. Can I retire? DM power sequence, functional test points, keyboard connector, trackpad connector. That's not used. What the? Okay, here we go. Maybe it's this. So memory power, you get a list of rails. Wireless Bluetooth power. But that's not like a whole list of power rails. That's just, this is like a list of random signals kind of mixed into it. What? Where the? Maybe, okay, let's see. Descends? Okay, this is the closest thing I'm getting is around page 86 to 85. I guess I get a list of a bunch of different rails. May come back to 85. I just like having something I can easily right-click, find the different places, and move around from there. Yeah, okay, that's pretty much the closest thing you get. Damn. Okay, let's start with NAND. Because there's no way in hell I'm going to have shorted NAND 2 nights in a row, right? Oh, fuck, why'd I say that shit out loud? There's no way I'm going to have shorted NAND 2 nights in a row, right? Right? That's not a thing. Oh, no, why'd I say that out loud? Why the fuck did I say that out loud? Oh, god damn it. No. No, 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 no. I willed it to happen. No, no, no. No. Oh, man. If that's the case, I'm actually going to go upstairs and get drunk right now. Like, I will go upstairs and get shit-faced. I will grab some wild turkey and swallow the bottle. I don't want to do it. I know what I'm going to see now. So that's NAND rail. My probe came off the meter. Go. I'm actually dreading this. Okay. You're serious, bro. What? No. No. No fucking way. Not again. Not again. Why? Why? Motherfucker. Fucking cockrag of a computer. Gee, oh my god. Okay. Maybe it's a cat. Maybe it's a cat. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Where does this go to? So this goes to NAND. There's some caps over here, some caps over here, some caps over here. And then this is going to be created by a TPS 62180. That may be an easy short to ground. Let's take a look at U9080 over here. U9080 is over here, and does it look crusty? It doesn't look crusty. Do any of the caps look bad? The caps don't look bad. Fuck my life. Why? Why? Why would you solder on the SSD and then make a circuit that is such a piece of shit that it consistently dies? What is the purpose of that? Okay. Maybe it's just a power chip. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's, you know what we're going to do here? I'm going to remove the inductor and we're going to figure out which side is shorted. So I'm going to remove this bridge over here. See over here you got the bridge? See this? I'm going to remove R9083. I'm going to remove L9080 and L9081. So I'm going to be able to see, is it something on this side or is it something on this side that is the problem? It's not the NAND. You shut up, it's not the NAND. It's not the NAND. Not again. Not again. Not again. Oh, not again. Okay. Gonna cover the NAND in case it's not dead with a box cutter. Because, you know, it's definitely not the NAND that's dead. It's gonna be something else. No way in hell it's gonna be the NAND night after night after night after night after night after night after night. Okay, which side is shorted? Do you think it's the NAND side, or do you think it's the TPS62180 side? NAND side or TPS62180 side? What's a foundational skill you would need to get in computer repair? I don't know. There's a common sense, I guess. Okay. Ability to keep your sanity after you get the 30th dead NAND board in a row. Oh, I didn't take off the resistor. That resistor is behind the capacitor though, so it wouldn't really... The chance of the capacitor and the resistor dying, but the resistor dying closed rather than open and the capacitor failing at the same time is stupidly low, so that's not even a consideration. Okay. Do any of these caps look even slightly cracked or bad in any way? Come on, give me a sign. Give me something. Give me a crumb. Like, just a crumb of repair. Not the whole repair, just a crumb. Just a crumb of the repair. Just a taste. Just a drop. I'm sorry, I was supposed to be focusing on attaching probes here so I can inject voltage, but I was just distracted by my crippling depression. Okay, let me find some probes, and we are going to run a little bit of power into the board. And if the NAND gets hot, I'm going to commit seppuku on live stream. Okay, we are going to set 0.5 volts That's fair, right? 0.5? 0.5? Yeah, 0.5 is fair. 0.5 is very fair. Okay, so this is a 2.5 volt power line. So I'm going to start out with, let's say, 0.6 volts, and that's going to be fairly mild. I'm going to put some alcohol on the board before I put some alcohol in me. Okay. What is that thing? That thing is Ocarina? Ocarina is something for the SSD, it seems. Huh? Ocarina produces 0.9 volts for the SSD. Okay, we're going to turn the power to the board off. Let's do a little bit of this. Hmm. I don't have a FLIR. I have another camera, but it only works with Windows. And I don't have Windows in this computer. Yeah, I have a thermal camera, but it's a Windows-only thermal camera. Chris and Dan have the thermal cam that plug into the phone, but I don't actually know where they put it. I don't know where they keep that thing. Yeah, there's another thermal camera they have, but it's kind of... Oh, and the other thing is it needs Ethernet, and the best part about it is it also needs a power adapter that I... Actually, never mind. Here we go. Found it. Okay, now I'd have to use somebody else's computer to load up the software for this thing. Let's see if I have that around here. You won't be able to see it on the screen, unfortunately.
Good, I do have the right file.
Let's see. I actually forget the name of this program because it was literally just a bunch of Chinese characters. OBS, piece of paint, Samsung, Wi-Fi, sticky. So you have a desktop icon? Actually, Chris probably doesn't have that because he doesn't use this stupid program. He uses his thermal camera thing. Yeah, since he uses his thing, he doesn't have that. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Dan uses it, but I don't know the password to his computer. Okay, yeah, I don't know the password to his computer. Okay. Take a shot on camera. If you can fix, take 2 of bad NAND. Maybe. Okay, we're going to try the thermalcam software in a moment. You won't be able to see it because I'm a shit streamer. I also can't read your chat either, so it's like a double whammy there. You get absolutely shit on with this one. You get absolutely shit on with this stream. Okay, thermal camera is... I'm glad I didn't pay for this thing. I'd have felt like such a simp if I paid for this. Like, it literally installs itself as a bunch of Chinese characters. You can't just search for a program like thermal camera. It's literally a folder, P1C, B, and then a bunch of random ass fucking characters. Okay, here we go. So it sees the thermal pepe. You guys who remember, this is the thermal pepe. So I just gotta reach over to the power supply, which is ironically on Dan's desk, literally just out of view of the... Yeah, it's actually just out of view of... I mean, just out of reach. That's kind of funny. Yeah, it's pretty much out of reach of the Ethernet and the power for the thermal camera. Alright, so move it over a little bit. Okay, so let's see what we have and what gets warm. Ready, set, go, go, go. Interesting. What, taking 1.4 amps. Nothing really getting that warm. I wonder if it's these crappy wires that I'm using. Yeah, nothing over 32C. Okay, that's interesting. So you have a 1 ohm short to ground, and you're not using anything. That makes no sense. I think the issue here is that these wires are shit. I'm going to test a theory. I think that the wires that I'm using here are trash. Okay. There's a quick way to test that theory. I use some better alligator clips.
Good. I
After
do
that,
have the right file.
We admit that it's time to commit seppuku. But not yet. So let's see. Do I have any better wire here? Is there a better wire that I could use? Perhaps something that's in a little bit better condition. Here we go. I'll just cut these off instead. Can you comment on Massachusetts right trigger being stonewalled by NHTSA telling automakers not to comply? Even though you have at length for the stream, reiterate that insanely idiotic government position is screwing customers. Ask Kerry Kadolji. She's the one that came up with it. She is the one that specifically requested that they not comply. And she is the one that sent the letter saying that they should not comply, and she's the reason that they're not complying. And it appears that they're listening to her. So, yeah, I would ask Kerry Kadolji. I don't really know what to say about that. It seems like she got her way. And it sucks. Yeah, like, you know, NHTSA really did ask for her to comment on that a long time ago, and she didn't. And now right after the judge makes some sort of ruling, now you're interested in telling the automakers, oh, no, this is preempted by federal law. F out of here with that bullshit. I mean, that should be fairly transparent about what that's about. By the way, you know, in her past work, she has worked as an attorney. I mean, she worked at the law, not as an attorney. She worked at the law firm that the automakers were using. Just, you know, an interesting factoid there. I'm sure it has nothing to do with it. Sure, that's got nothing to do with it. This whole thing is so incestuous, really. Just use wine, you don't need a VM. Dude, fuck that. Are you serious? Do you mean the emulator that almost never works right on anything? Dude, no, fuck that. I'm gonna walk over and use the other computer. I'm not gonna install the software and like troubleshoot bugs and shit on stream. I'm not troubleshooting Linux bugs on stream. That would actually... I already most likely have a dead NAND. That would actually cause me to want to kill myself. I hate wine too, says Nope Nope. Yeah, like this shit never works right. Like in the rare occasion that I've gotten it to work right, it was just a mess and it wasted so much time. I was just probably better off getting a Linux program or just living without whatever it was that I needed. I don't want to torture myself with that stuff. This literally never works. That's just like it's just a way to torture yourself. Okay, do I have any more than before? Yeah, that's making some better contact. Maybe we got, yeah, this is a better wire than that other piece of shit. So let's see if I get a different result. NAND itself, okay, one of the, let's see, NAND 32, NAND 32, oh, it's the stupid reflectiveness, isn't it? Is that actually something being warm, or is that just reflectiveness off of the top? I think it's telling the reflectiveness off of the top. Yeah, honestly, this demo camera kind of sucks. Let's see, is it you? Really unclear, actually. Almost trolling how unclear that is. It looks like something in this area. All right. What do we have here? We have another shorted NAND. Paul Daniels. Looking like. Okay, so let's see. One moment, I'm actually kind of hungry. And I haven't had something to eat in a while, so I'm going to get something to eat if you give me a moment. Schematic labels SSD 0 because that's exact what percentage of the SSDs are in
the right file.
Yo, that's fucked up, but you're right. When you're right, Christoph. That's fucked up, but that's 100% on point. Okay, while I'm waiting for food, I'm gonna get ready to move on to the next one. Okay, I'm actually kind of hungry, so I am going to wait for my food to get here and eat it, and then I'll go back to streaming, because when I'm hungry, I don't think very straight. So, if you'll excuse me, I will be back later.